I got my business cards.
Is this you? Well, if it is, continue watching this video. So today's video is going to be about gym equipment. Weightlifting belt, knee sleeves, wrist wraps, and squat shoes. And it pertaining to the beginner and intermediate lifter. So I want to go over these things because a lot of people, when first starting out, you know, one of the things they think is like, oh, I need to get the new Romaleos, or I need to get, you know, like a lifting belt and all this equipment. So I want to give you guys a little information about these items, kind of answer a couple of questions as far as, like, do you need them, what they use for, how I use them, and my recommendations at the end. So let's go ahead and get right into it. This guy, it's a weightlifting belt. So you probably see a lot of the bros around the gym wearing one of these, and they're probably doing curls and wearing one of these too. They're probably doing cardio and wearing one of these. You know, whatever. That's not what it's used for. What it's used for is to keep your right here, your abdomen and your back nice and tight and compressed. So you don't bend it the wrong way, or you don't get a hernia. How it's used is, so usually when you're about to do a heavy lift, you're tightening up your stomach like someone's about to kick you right in the stomach, and you tighten it, and then you do whatever your lift. So this is kind of reinforces that tightness. So which keeps your back straight, your abs tight, so you don't have any injury. There's a bunch of type of belts out there. I'm not gonna get into it. As a beginner, intermediate, as a beginner lifter, you know, you're probably asking yourself, do I need to go out and buy this? No, not just yet. First, get the movement right. Always get the form right without the belt. And then after you progress, your coach will advise you whether you need a belt or not. There's a lot of lifters out there that squat hundreds and hundreds of pounds without a belt. They do a bunch of stuff without a belt. It's just something that kind of just helps you out with, you know, supporting, you know, all this area right there. Can you lift really heavy without it? Sure. Does it help you out with lifting heavier weight? Yeah, why not? So, you know, depending on your programming and how you feel, if you have previous lower back issues, then yeah, I would recommend getting a belt. You know, try it out. If it's for you, it is. If it's not, hey, it isn't, you know, whatever. You know, you'll be fine without it. Nobody ever died from not wearing a weightlifting belt. I don't think. I don't know. I'll look that up. Next up, knee sleeves. So, like with the belt, there's a lot of different types of knee sleeves. I'm not gonna go over them all. But what I am gonna go over is, you know, what they're used for, do I recommend them to people, how I use them, rinse, wash, and repeat. So I use these really just for my squat and sometimes my power clean. I have a previous knee injury, so these help out with keeping my knee tight, keeping it not, you know, buckling it in and out, keeping everything straight. And that's really what they're used for. They provide warmth and blood flow to your knees. Do I recommend them to beginners? Same thing with the belt. Maybe not at first. Get used to the movement of the squat and the deadlift. Get used to all of that before you start using things like this, so you can feel so you can have that muscle awareness, feel what's moving, feel what's not supposed to be moving, and you know what I mean. Do you need them? I mean, I think, like I said, once you get into like heavier weight, you might. I feel like you could benefit for them. You know, maybe. You know, yeah, you can benefit for them. Do people squat a lot of weight without knee sleeves? Yeah, sure. Just like the belt, you know, I've seen people squat, you know, 600 pounds with you know, bare knees, quote unquote raw. I don't know why I did a quote, but like a raw lift. And you know, it just helps out. I'm all about knee. Like I said, I have a previous knee injury. If you have previous knee problems, then as a beginner, intermediate, yeah, I would invest in some knee sleeves. Maybe not these particularly, because they're pretty. They're like the neoprene, and but yeah, maybe not these in particularly. They have some other ones that are like these, that are a little bit smaller and not as thick. So, but yeah. Hello. Squat shoes. So you probably see a lot of people at the gym wearing these. Let me get a little bit closer. You probably see a lot of people at the gym wearing these. I use these for squat, power cleans, and sometimes I'll use them for lunges if I'm already wearing them, or just wear like my regular Metcons. Do you need these as a beginner lifter? No. You don't have to go out and buy these. First, get down the movement with you and your coach. Again, me. With you and your coach to see, you know, if you could benefit from these or not. A lot of people squat in a flat shoe. They could do chucks. These they raise your heel a little bit to where you engage your quads a little bit more. They have a lot of them have a strap right here to keep your foot real tight and compressed, so it's not like moving it around. So you can really plant your foot on the ground and push off the ground for that squat. And a lot of these, well, not a lot of these, but they all have like a hard heel. So when you squat up, it doesn't compress, so you don't lose that pushing power. Like I said, have that or always get the movement first. Get the movement first, then have the conversation with you and your coach to see whether you can benefit from these or not. I know a lot of people with all this equipment, you know, they see people wearing the belts and the shoes, and the one thing they usually do is go out and spend like a butt ton of money on this stuff, and which, you know, I mean, like I said, it benefits, but if you're a beginner, always get the movement down first. Always have that muscle awareness to make sure you're engaging the muscles that need to be engaged. You're strengthening those little accessory muscles like in your lower back, your abdomen. So let me get my little drink. So another piece of equipment that I use sometimes, I don't use them as much as I probably should, are wrist wraps. I don't have my wrist wraps with me. I think they're in my car and it's raining a lot and I don't want to get wet. But wrist wraps, like I said, there's a bunch out there, but the ones I got wraps around here, wraps around your thumb, right, and it keeps it nice tight on your wrist, and it helps your wrist not do this, just does that. And there's a lot of, it helps you with that pressing movement, when you do your press and your bench and like any other pressing movement. Do you need these as a beginner? Like I said, it's, you know, it sounds like I sound like a broken record. Get the movement down first, then get with your coach as far as whether you actually need these or not. Me, I never use them. Why, you ask? You probably didn't. Just because, honestly, it's just because I forget to put them on. Once I start getting into like a lot heavier weight, I'm probably gonna start using them a lot more, but one of the things that I do struggle with is my bench. And that's why I don't use them, so I can really get my wrist as straight as possible without them, so I can really maximize that pressing power. So that's it. This one bit would probably be a lot better if I had my wrist wraps, but I'm scared to get wet because I multiply. Yeah, you ever seen Gremlins?
Great, thanks a lot.
Sorry. What's in that jar?
Nothing, just water.
It's me. All right, so that's it. I hope I learned how to speak soon. All right, well, that's it for today. So I had to close that because it was raining a lot. All right, so that's it. I hope this video helped out. I hope it gave you some direction as far as to see where you're at, to see if you could benefit from this type of equipment. Again, have this conversation with your coach, or and everyone's different. So if you have any questions, if you want any recommendations, just comment below, or just message me, and I'll be happy to help you out. And that's what I'm here for. So I'll look forward to hearing from all you guys. Thank you.